Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All together, please. Om Jnana Timirandasya Ganandana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stavitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapatantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yukta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Prijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Shri Radha Krishna Padang Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapcha Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vrishavana Sudadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So reading from Srimad Gita Upanishad as it is. Translation His Divine Grace Sri Lesa Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So today's verse is number 22. Correct? Of chapter 18. Chapter entitled The Perfection of Renunciation. And of course the verse 1822. So, please repeat. Yat tu Krishna vad ekamsmin karye shaktam ahoitakam atatvata vad alpam cha tat tamasam udharitam yatu Krishna vad ekasmin karye shaktam ahoitukam atavata vad alpam cha tattamasam udharitam yatu Krishna vad ekamsmin karye shaktam ahoitukam atatvatad vad alpam cha tattamasam udharitam yatu Krishnam vad ekamsmin karye shaktam ahoitukam atatavarta vad alpam cha tattamasam udharitam. Okay.
Yatu Krishna vad egasmin karye sattam ahituram adatvarta vad alpam cha tattamasam udharitam.
Yatu Krishna Vatakasmin Sattam Sattam Hetukam Atvidhavat Alpam Cha Tattamsam Udharitam.
ठीक है? यत्तु कृष्णवद एकस्मिन् कार्ये शक्तम् अहैतुकम् tamasam udharitam. Okay, word for word, please repeat. Yet, that which, to, but, Krishnavat, as all in all, ekhamsmin, in one, karye, work, shaktam, attached, ohitakam, without cause, atatatva arthavat, without knowledge of reality, alpam, very meager, cha, and, tat, that, tamasam, in the mode of darkness, udharitam, is said to be. Translation, Srila Prabhupada. And that knowledge by which one is attached to one kind of work as the all-in-all, without knowledge of the truth, and which is very meager, is said to be in the mode of darkness. So, please repeat. And that knowledge, by which one is attached to one kind of work as the all-in-all, without knowledge of the truth, and which is very meager, is said to be in the mode of darkness. Purport Srila Prabhupada. That knowledge of the common man is always in the mode of darkness or ignorance, because every living entity in conditional life is born into the mode of ignorance. One who does not develop knowledge through the authorities or scriptural injunctions has knowledge that is limited to the body. He is not concerned about acting in terms of the directions of scripture. For him, God is money, and knowledge means the satisfaction of bodily demands. Such knowledge has no connection with the absolute truth. It is more or less like the knowledge of the ordinary animals, the knowledge of eating, sleeping, defending, and mating. Such knowledge is described here as the product of the mode of darkness. In other words, knowledge concerning the spirit soul beyond this body is called knowledge in the mode of goodness. Knowledge producing many theories and doctrines by dint of mundane logic and mental speculation is the product of the mode of passion. And knowledge concerned only with keeping the body comfortable is said to be in the mode of ignorance. Jai. Mukam karoti vachalam pangam laite girim yad kripa tamaham bande Shri Guru dinatarinam. Yattu Krishnam vad ekhamsmin karye shaktam ahoitukam ata vata vad alpacha tat tamasam udharitam. And that knowledge by which one is attached to one kind of work as the all-in-all, without knowledge of the truth, and which is very meager, is said to be in the mode of darkness. So, knowledge here we should understand. What is the word in knowledge of Riyat? Atavatavat. Yes. So, knowledge here means one's world view. Because of one's knowledge, one's understanding, one sees the world in a certain way. So, of course, in the modern world, that people think they're independent of the material nature. They have no understanding how things actually work. So, they speculate about reality. And they come to a world view based on that speculation. But as Prabhupada pointed out in the purport, because they don't have scriptural knowledge, their conclusions are all on the bodily platform. We know Rupa Goswami, Atak Shri Krishna Namadi Na Bhaved Graham Indriyai. That Krishna, the absolute truth, is beyond the material senses. So without a spiritual intervention or spiritual link, you can spend all your life in this material world speculating. So that spiritual link is three things. right? Shastra, the Shruti, the Vedas and the Puranas, the expanded commentaries. Then the Acharyas, Mahajayana Gatasva Pantha, the great authorities, Rupa Goswami, Madhvacharya, Ramanuja, the great accepted Mahajans who have chalked out the correct understanding of the Vedas. And then one's own local guru. So Shastra, Acharya and Guru. So human being is meant to take instruction from these three things. And in this way his worldview can come, as it's stated here, somewhat to the mode of goodness, right? In the previous verse, if you remember, Prabhupada mentioned it in the purport, that knowledge by which one undivided spiritual nature is seen in all living entities, though they are divided into innumerable forms, you should understand to be in the mode of goodness. So Shastric knowledge can give us a vision of eternality. What does Krishna say in the 15th chapter? Vedanta krit vedavid eva chaham. That the Vedanta is meant, it's compiled me, particularly in my incarnation of Vedavyas for Kali Yuga, but that knowledge, Vedavit, I'm the knower of the Vedas, and I'm the goal, Vedanta. I am the goal of the Veda. By all the Vedas I am to be known. So the goal of all the Shruti, the Shastra, Acharya, Guru, the goal of the Vedas is to introduce the living entity to the Supreme Absolute Truth. And so in the Srimad Bhagavatam, that's the full exposition. We have the name, the form, the qualities, the pastimes, the association, the schedule of the Supreme Lord in the material world. We have all information. And that is available through Shastra, Acharya and Guru. So human life means to apply the intelligence to that vision. And the vision given there in the Shastra, one undivided spiritual... Oops, pages have turned. Undivided spiritual knowledge. That knowledge by which one undivided spiritual nature is seen in all living entities. So all living entities, their Vedas explain the 8,400,000 categories of human beings, 400,000 humanoid types. More than you see on this planet, perhaps, but throughout the universe, this is reference that there are many living entities and many humanoid type living entities. So all of them, whether they're humanoid or animal or plant, they're all spirit souls. This material nature is a mixture of matter and spirit. The spiritual world, we know, is unmixed spirit. But here, matter and spirit are mixed up. Spirit is identified as the source of consciousness. Wherever you see consciousness, you find the spirit soul. And unconscious is the matter. So we have spirit souls that are conscious mixed with the matter. And the whole thing is under the supervision of the Supreme Lord. So that vision is in the mode of goodness. To see that. All living entities, this is true equality. Nowadays people say, oh, equality, independence and so on. So real equality is on the spiritual platform. Everyone is a spirit soul. Everyone is dear to Krishna. But some living entities are trying to attain Krishna and some are in complete ignorance. And some living entities have attained their relationship in a good standing with Krishna. They are liberated soul. They are Acharya. They are Uttamadhikari. So in the material world you find three varieties of these human beings. Ones that are completely lost in the material nature, and then two, those that are performing sadhana, trying to attain spiritual realization, and three, The third type, the liberated soul, whose consciousness is purified, and thereby he's able to see the Supreme Lord within everything. And just like Mother Yashoda, oh Krishna, you've been eating earth. Baladev and all the cowherd boys, open your mouth. Oh no, Balaram is lying, Mother, I don't eat the earth. Open. She looked inside, everything was within Krishna. She saw the universe, she saw herself within. And then she saw Krishna on her lap. So this is a Chincha Beda Bed. Krishna, everything is within Krishna, everything is undivided, Bed, Abhed. But everything has variety as well. So this vision, Vasudeva Savamiti Samahatma Sadulabha, to the vision to see that Vasudeva is everywhere and within everything, and everything is within Vasudeva. This is the meditation for the sadhaka. Janmadhyasya, that Krishna is the source of creation. And in that way comes to realize, and this is not some kind of proposition, as Prabhupada mentions, and also Krishna says here, the knowledge or that worldview that is full of theories, a social theory, communism, socialism, or a scientific theory, Big Bangism, or thisism, or thatism, that knowledge in the mode of passion, because it's all speculation, it's overactive intelligence. The mind is not fixed on transcendence. In the mode of goodness, the mind can be fixed on spirit and then realize spirit. Because like we said at the beginning, Atak Shri Krishna Namadi, Krishna is transcendental. He's purely spiritual in the purely spiritual world. And it is natural for the soul to understand Krishna, because he is Krishna. Mavaivamsa jiva loke, jiva bhuta sanatana. The living entities in this material world are my fragmental parts. Jiva bhuta sanatana. Manashastra indriyani prakriti stani kashati. But because they're involved in trying to enjoy matter, lord it over matter, then they're struggling hard with the mind and body. And they're speculating. Because the soul is angsa, mavaivamsa angsa. The soul is non-different from Krishna in quality. Krishna is Satchitananda Vigraha, we are Satchitananda Vigraha. But Krishna is the supreme source and we are a particle of that source. Krishna is the fire, we're the spark. Krishna is the ocean, we're the drop of the ocean. So same quality is there. So when the soul, under direction of Shastra, Acharya and Guru, learns to fix his consciousness on the spiritual platform, he naturally understands. It's not a matter of intelligence or money or work. It's just a matter of somehow or other fixing the consciousness on transcendence according to Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, and then the soul becomes enlightened. So in Kali Yuga, what do we say? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Right? If we have a decent understanding of Krishna, the Supreme Source, and we chant, then we realize Krishna. It's as simple as that. So sadhana means regulated attachment to the Supreme. So here we find in this particular verse reference to the darkness. And that means, why are people turned away? Because they're bahirmukh, they're envy. There are 6 afflictions for the conditioned soul. Prabhupada mentioned conditional soul. And these are particularly evident in those in the tamagun. Those in mode of passion, They're also turned away from Krishna. They're speculating. They're the philosophers. They're writing books. Oh, if we could control the means of production, then we would give everyone fairly. And no, capitalism. We have to have individual greed, and then people will work hard and they'll develop society. Oh, no, we should live in harmony with nature. We shouldn't have factories. We should live a green life. So on and so forth. Mode of passion. But mode of ignorance, people, things aren't really moving upstairs. And their general afflictions become more prevalent. The material afflictions of the conscious become more prevalent in the mode of ignorance. So what are those? Lust, anger, greed, illusion, pride, and envy. Krishna explains earlier, 3rd chapter, Arjuna says, you told me, Krishna, what I should do. I should do my duty. I shouldn't run from the battlefield. I can't give up my duty. I should stay and fight. I've got a duty. I'm a Kshatriya. I have a duty to my brother. And Duryodhana is not really qualified to be the king. I've got my duty, so I should do my duty. And then you told me I should do my duty as an offering to the Supreme. Okay, very good, Krishna. I understood that. But then Arjuna asks a very intelligent question. He says, yes, this is towards the end of 3rd chapter. Very interesting. Krishna says, yes, but by what? What is it that, okay, you told me what I should do, but I've been in a bad condition, refusing to do my duty. But why is it that people do bad things? Why is it that people act sinfully in this world, even though Guru, Sadhu and Shastra all describe that if you act in a pap, you will get a bad reaction, you'll suffer action and reaction. So why is it that you're telling me now I should perform my duty and I should perform it as an offering to the Supreme, and this is the way of a human being, but why is it that people don't do this? So then Krishna says what? Kama esha, krodha esha, rajaguna, samudbhava, mahashano, mahapapma, viddhi enam, iharvarinam. It is lust only, Arjuna, later transformed into anger, that is the all-devouring sinful enemy of this world. And so what is that lust? That's so why are we lusting? Because we're in ignorance of our relationship with the Supreme. The soul is naturally desiring object. When we wake up, we want to enjoy life, right? We might not feel very good in the morning. We might have to have a shower first. But we want to have activity and enjoyment. So we are a particle of Krishna. That is there in Krishna. Krishna is not static, a vibrating impersonal force. He's a person. He's engaged in Leela. The Srimad Bhagavatam explains everything. So we have that propensity. It's called Leelamai, that we want to engage in activities, in pastimes that stir the ocean of rasa, bliss. So in the material world, we're not performing that activity or that natural propensity to enjoy pastimes and activity in relationship to Krishna, which is the natural state of the soul. We're trying to enjoy the material energy. And so that desiring propensity is called lust, calm, desire. So the secret, the whole core of successful sadhana is not to kill desire, like the Buddhists. They say you're entangled in Maya, in this material world by desire. So now you must stop desire. Same thing like the Mayavadis. They say, oh, we are, this is all mithya. Jagat Mithya, Brahma Satyam. So I'm not going to engage in this material world. It's all illusion. So I will just fix my mind on the impersonal Brahman. But the thing is, impersonal Brahman, no activity, so you'll not be satisfied. And furthermore, the Buddhistic idea that's prevalent in both those philosophies, there's no proper application of desire. If you're in Brahman, you can't be, oh, it's really nice to be in Brahman, now let's have some fun. No, it'll break your meditation on the Brahman. And if you want to quell desire, that is like putting a cap on the, or a cover on a kettle, and it's boiling. You can't stop desire, because that's the nature of the soul. Krishna is desiring activity. That's why we're created. Krishna has created us to enjoy reciprocation with us. So the natural function is activity, but it's directed in ignorance of Krishna. So that prem, that natural affection, loving emotion of the spiritual world, in the spiritual world, everyone is in a state of divine love, prem. Everyone loves and is loved. But in the material world, that loving propensity is directed, oh, I want to love this material world. And Lord Chaitanya said, Dhanam, Jnānaṁ, Sundarim. 3 things. Money. I want money. Jñānam, I want followers, fame and fortune, position in society. And then Sundarim, I want sex life. I want to expand. I want to have children. I want to be known as the father of a great dynasty. So this is lust. But because, as that verse says, Mahashano Mahapa, it's a great sinful thing, but it's frustrating. So in the material world, we go into ignorance. We go from mode of passion, desiring to enjoy, we go into ignorance. We become papi, and we become frustrated. So lust, anger. We try to enjoy the material world, but we can't. Say we do get dhanam. Say we do get society position. We take drugs, we take intoxication, we buy a big car, a big plasma TV, and we get AC everywhere. But we don't feel fulfilled, right? And then we take all, like these rich people, these pop stars, whatever, they take all the drugs, then they go to rehab to recover from enjoyment. So what kind of enjoyment is that? It's just bringing suffering. So frustration, lust, anger, then greed. So then you're going into ignorance, and okay, I enjoyed a little bit, so now I must increase my material intoxication. Instead of drinking 1 bottle, I'll drink 2 bottles. In drinking 2 bottles, I'll drink 3 bottles. So then next stage is moha. Lust, anger, frustration, greed for more, because that's all you know. And then is moha, illusion. So people that take drugs, they become losers. They become in illusion, they lose their energy, they enter into dark regions. Moha. But they become proud. What is that? That pride, opposite of humility, is that they think I'm a great person. This is psychological compensation. They're in ignorance, but they're trying to combat it by a sense of inflated idea. And then next thing after pride is matsarya, envy. And like I say, people are in this frustrated, angry condition in the material world, and then they envy everyone, because they're frustrated. So it's not my fault, it's your fault. So then they fight. Oh, there's a traffic jam, this guy's an idiot, and this politician is no good, Pakistan, they're terrible, how can they beat us at cricket? All these kind of matsarya. And envy comes in three forms. That's in the Bhagavad-Gita. First form is we envy those that we see superior. Oh, he can play better madanga than me, so I envy him. Oh, this person has more money than me, so I envy that person. Anything that we see superior, we become, oh, look at that person, this rubbish person. Negative. Then becomes in the peer group. That means, oh, this person is my friend, my energy, but I have a sense of rivalry. I want to improve. Like brothers in a family, they can say they're peer group. If one brother becomes more successful in some way than the other one becomes, oh, his wife is more beautiful than mine, but mine can cook better than his. So there's a sense of rivalry amongst peer group. And then the third form, expression of matsarya in the material is disparagement. That when we see someone, we consider, oh, this person, he's a new devotee. Look at him, he can't even put his dhoti on properly. Oh, he can't play madanga. Look at the way he walks, he's funny. Huh? Those that we consider inferior, we dismiss them. So this is the material disease, and this is particularly there in the mode of ignorance, mode of passion. There's no compassion, it's ending up lust, frustration, greed, illusion, self-inflation idea, and then an envious attitude toward the living entities. But mode of goodness is different, because in the mode of goodness, the attitude is, oh, everyone is spirit soul, I'm spirit soul. And a person with spiritual knowledge knows that it is just the consciousness that is polluted. This is an important point. This is how, what Krishna told Uddhava in the Bhagavad-Gita 11th canto. He said, this is called the Paramahansa Samhita. It's the verses given to Uddhava, because Uddhava was considered the most advanced of the Yadavas. The most advanced was the Pandavas. Out of the Pandavas, most advanced was in affection for Krishna was Arjuna, but more affectionate was Queen Kunti, but more advanced in affection for Krishna was Uddhava. So Krishna gave instruction to Uddhava how to become Paramahansa. That means, you see, mode of goodness is very good. I'm in the mode of goodness and I'm seeing spirit. But do I want to become Paramahansa? That means completely out of touch of the material energy. That is Mahabhagavad. That is Sad Goswami. That is the Baladev Vidyabhushan. These great devotees that are like lotuses, they float above the material world. So how to become that way? So Krishna tells Uddhava there how to overcome this resultant envy. He says, you see every spirit soul as part of me, as pure. And you offer obeisances, undivided spirit, to the dog, to the animal, the camel, the ass, everyone. So somebody may say, how can I do that? Because, you know, these people, they're ignorant, these are sinful, he's a thief, he's a criminal, that person cheated me. So that is there in spiritual knowledge, to understand that though the living entities are entangled and misbehaving in the material world, still we should see that they are pure spirit soul. How is that? That is to be understood, just like the sun. The sunlight remains pure. The sun, rather, remains pure. But the sunlight can be affected. When it comes through the glass, through the window, through a piece of cloth, the sunlight is affected. So the spirit soul always remains 100% pure, but the generation of the spirit soul, the consciousness, that is polluted. So everyone, high and low, 8,400,000 species of life, they're all pure. But it is the consciousness that is polluted. So therefore Krishna consciousness, as Prabhupada said, we fix the consciousness on transcendence, and then it naturally becomes purified. You tune the consciousness, and that is done by hearing, shruti, by chanting, by smaranam, padasevanam, that's Bhagavat mark, and then pancharatrikimar, archanam, vandanam, dasyan, sakyam, atmanivedanam. So those 5, 6 Navavidha Bhakti, all of those should be understood. But particularly important is Shravanam, right? Shravanam, through Shravanam, everything comes. Through Shravanam, you know what to chant, you know what to chant. From Shravanam, you know how to do Smaranam on Krishna's form. From Shravanam, you know Padasevanam. Padasevanam means serving lotus feet. So serving lotus feet is on 3 levels. Serving with the body, cleaning the temple, cooking for the deity, serving within the mind, manasa, seva, and then serving within a developed spiritual form. So all that is understood through Shravanam. So, this is the major point. So I brought a good sloka for you to hear. Because, yes, people are entangled in this material world, in this turned away from Krishna, trying to enjoy. So, all this complicated philosophy, like we've got the last 6 chapters, all about the 3 modes, the inverted banyan tree, the demoniac nature, and this, the 3 modes, and divine and demoniac nature. Oh, yeah, okay, but what should I do? Somebody may consider like that. So Lord Brahma, we've been studying Lord Brahma's Leela with Krishna. Lord Brahma, after his Leela with Krishna, Brahma Vimohan Leela, where he, was allowed, so to speak, to take away the cowherd boys, he offered prayers. And those prayers, there's one prayer, if I can find it, that, yes, here it is, that Prabhupada quotes a lot. All acharyas have quoted this. And this is very important, because sometimes people say, oh, what if everyone goes to the temple? How will society carry on? Of course, that's never going to happen. That's like saying, what if everyone becomes a bus driver? It's not going to happen. What if everyone becomes a policeman? It's not going to happen. And the very person asking that question is proof that it won't happen, because they don't want to join the temple, they feel threatened. So yes, Krishna consciousness, we say, okay, you don't have to join the temple, you don't have to shave the head, you don't have to change the cloth. Just one thing. Lord Brahma, in his prayers to Lord Krishna, says, after his Brahma Vimohan Leela, he was glorifying Krishna. Look at Krishna's mystic power, it's greater than me. So then he offered these great prayers, chapter 14. So, Jnāne prayasam udapasya namanta eva, jivanti san mukkoritam bhava-diya-vatam, stane stita shrutikatam tanuva manobir, ye prayasho jita jitopi asi tais trilokyam. So this is 10.14.3. Those who, this is Lord Brahma, even while remaining situated in their established social positions, even while remaining in their normal social positions, throw away the process of speculative knowledge, that means mode of passion, speculating, agitating the mind for philosophy, and with their body, words and mind, these are the 3 things we can use, body, words and mind, offer all respects to descriptions of your personality. This is Lord Brahma talking to Krishna, to your personality, Krishna. To the descriptions of your personality and Leela activities, dedicating their lives to these narrations. See how Lord Brahma emphasizes this. He says, dedicating their lives to these narrations of the Leela. That's the Vedas, full of Krishna Leela, Gopal Champu, the Govinda Leela Amrita, all the writings, the Leela Shastra. Dedicating their lives to which are vibrated by you personally and by your pure devotees, certainly conquer your lordship, although you are otherwise unconquerable by anyone within these three worlds. So, stane shruti katan, this is the stani stita shruti katan, that whatever your social position is, man, woman, child, old, young, whatever, hear the Leela. Offer your obeisances to the Leela. Apply your intelligence to understanding the Leela in the line of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. And then you will realize Krishna. Because that Shravanam, that is the start. And that is the origin of all the other devotional activities. And that's why all the acharyas, they've all written great things about Krishna. Now another sloka I wanted to show you, because it says there, Krishna, Lord Brahma is saying, okay, stay in your social position. So then somebody may say, oh, well, okay, I'm hearing about Krishna, but I've got a wife, I've got children, I've got a job, what can I do? Isn't that a distraction? Now we know earlier that Krishna has already sorted out that problem. He said, Arjuna, you have your duty, now you perform your duty, don't run away, perform your duty. So you can understand the sublime nature of Vedic knowledge, because it doesn't say this world is illusion. It says to people, general mass, common people, perform your activities, but perform them as an offering unto the Supreme. Yagyata karmano nyatra lokayam karma bandhana. So we're bound by karma, we're in a particular position, a social position, established social position, but we should perform our activities of that as an offering to the Supreme. So this is sublime, and you can understand that. We don't say, this world is illusion, so therefore have nothing to do with it. Remove yourself, sit under the tree. Arjuna was correct at the beginning of the Bhagavad-Gita, but he was misled by Krishna. No, that is nonsense. No, Krishna told him, yes. And you can understand now, just imagine a society where everyone was performing their duty very nicely and very expertly and offering to the Supreme. They'd become situated in the mode of goodness. Lust, anger, greed, illusion, pride would all melt away. They'd realize their relationship with Krishna, and the society would immediately harmonize. So, combine that with hearing. This is the point. This is the basis of sadhana. We should perform our duties as an offering to the Supreme, manmana bhava madbhakto, madhyaji, and we should at the same time hear the Leela of Krishna. And so this point, this is also what Krishna tells Lord Brahma at the end of the Brahma Samhita. At the end of the Brahma Samhita, text 61, it sounds very much like the Bhagavad-Gita. Dharmam anyat parijaja mam ekam bhajva vishvasan yadrasi shraddha siddhir bhavati tadrasi kurva nirantaram karma lokaya manavartade taineva karmana jayan mam param bhaktim icchati. So this is on the same point, because we may have our social position, running our family, our household, so on and so forth, our business, whatever. But Lord Brahma, he's now at the beginning of Brahma Samhita, he's going to be tasked with not running a factory, he's going to run the whole universe, and he's going to create it, re-establish it, engineer it by Krishna's grace. So the same advice is given to Lord Brahma. Dhamma Madhya Praja, abandoning all meritorious performances. That means karma. Ideas that I'll perform this and I'll get some good karma. Serve me with faith. So that's very clear, isn't it? You see, okay, I'm not going to try to become a punya, get punya. I'm going to serve the Supreme. That's the alternative. The realization will correspond, that means realization of the Supreme, will correspond to the nature of one's faith. There's that sloka. What's that sloka? Yasya deve parabhakti, yasya deve tataguro, taisyate kahita yata prakashante mahatmana. The person who has implicit faith in the Supreme Lord, to him all the import of the Vedic literature is automatically revealed. Implicit faith. So you get that implicit faith by studying the Shastra. Just like, how do you know somebody's a good musician? You listen to that person. Oh, you think, oh, I listen to Beethoven and I can understand what a brilliant person he is. So you listen to the Leela and you realize the Leela and you develop implicit faith. Then you become above the modes and then everything is an open book. Reality, knowledge, you're in harmony with Krishna. So serve me with faith. The realization will correspond to the nature of one's faith. Now this is the point that I was just explaining. The people of the world act ceaselessly in pursuance of some ideal. Right? The people of this world, I've got to run my factory. I've got to study in college. I've got to perform my duty as a policeman. They're acting in this way. They're governed by the desire. By meditating on me, by means of those deeds, one will obtain devotion characterized by love in the shape of the supreme service. So this is what I was saying. We hear, but also the activities by meditating on me. How? Under the tree? No. By means of those deeds. Therefore, a mother, she's looking after the children and she's carefully looking after the child, but she's meditating, seeing the situation in connection with Krishna, and she's looking after the child as an offering to Krishna. The policeman is directing the traffic, but he's trying to do a good job. Right? Why? It's his offering to Krishna. So in this way, every single person, the student in the college is studying, of course he should be studying about Krishna and the Vedas, but he's trying to become a good student. The teacher in the college is trying to teach his students nicely as an offering to Krishna, so on and so forth. By meditating by means of those deeds. And what will be the result? One will obtain devotion characterized by love, prem bhakti, in the shape of the supreme service. That means you'll get swarup siddhi. You'll develop your spiritual form. The soul will blossom into spiritual form, nitya siddha Krishna prem, shravanadi. By hearing. So this is Bhagavad-Gita. Now of course Arjuna, Krishna was telling Uddhava, okay, now you have, this is supreme knowledge. See everyone as part of me and offer obeisances to everyone. And this is Paramahansa Samhita. But the Bhagavad-Gita, that is there. Sarvadharma prijajya mamekam. Okay, give up your dharma and just surrender, Arjuna. But as a general rule, these basic rules for human society is perform your duty as a meditation, as an offering to the Supreme, and at the same time, Shravanam. Stani shrutikatan tanuvam manobir. Stani stita shrutigatan tanuvam manobir. Stay in that situation, but hear the Vedic Shastra. And then the result will be that your spirit will awaken and you will be able to chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So this is the science of bhakti. Any questions at this point? Contributions? Yes, please.
Thank you so much. Very nice explanation. I have a question from this verse you quoted from 10th and Brahma's prayer. That in that it is said that Sthanestita Shruti-gatam tanvat manogita.
Sorry, can you speak a little louder?
In that verse it is said Sthanestita Shruti-gatam tanvat manogita. So how this Shruti will happen to these three different aspects, Tanu, Van and Manogita?
How do you mean? Well, you should hear, but you should hear, you see what Krishna is saying. You offer your obeisances to these narrations, you understand? That means you know, like Krishna says, Manmana bhavamad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskaru. So Krishna is explaining a big secret there, to approach him with humility. Not because he wants everyone to be humble before him, but he's telling to Arjuna, I'm telling you Arjuna, Shakat eti, because you're my friend, I'm telling you the secrets of bhakti. And that it's just, we are part and parcel of Krishna. If somebody approaches us in a friendly way, respectful way, then we're immediately in a positive frame of mind. Are we not? Because we think, oh, this is a nice person. So then we're well disposed, we're empathetic. So by offering obeisances with the body, mind and spirit to the narrations, then the narrations reveal the spiritual world. But with body, words and mind, yes. So you have to use all those things, because they're the three things of action. The mind, we perform activity with the mind, we perform with our words activity, and with the body. So we apply the mind in meditating, we maksita, matgata, prana, we repeat the pastimes and we also engage in these activities. But we engage in a devotional mood. This is the thing. I think does that answer your question? Yeah. So you see, the thing is, in the material world, when we have less devotion, less understanding, we might be just reading with a scholarly intent. You know what I mean? Like a professor. Well, very nice Sanskrit. Lord Brahma knows Sanskrit, nearly as good as me. So they may be examining from that point of view. And then another person may be thinking, oh, I went to Kartik and I did parikram. So next life, I'll be in Goloka, or I'll be in Swagaloka at least. But Krishna is saying, just perform the activity. Because in bhakti, the activity is the goal. You understand? In the material world, the mood of karma is we perform activity for the karma phal. I work to get the salary. I engage in business to get the profit. So that is absent in the spiritual world. Krishna, people are offering, say for example, a garland to Radharani to offer to Krishna, and they're not thinking, I'll get some result. I'm not jñānaṁ vairag, sleep in Vrindavan. Because, so the goal is the activity. That is the end point. And the end point of the whole existence is that prem. Right? Just like the mother, she's looking after the child. Material example. She's looking after the child and just out of love. Right? She's not thinking, I'll get something back later on. This is my duty, this is my loving child. So we have to understand that and cultivate this mood during sadhana. Understand? It's called bhūteṣu. Before we perform bhakti activities in the stage of sadhana, we should remember. Just like before we chant, we should sit down and we should think, I'm not this body. There's one sloka, isn't there? Nānā-bhāvān. How does it start? Slipped my mind also the same time as you. Naham viprocha narapatir naipi vaishana sudro naham vani na chakriya patir. What am I? I'm nothing to do with these material designations. Gopi bhata kamalayo dasa dasa. So then you think, I'm a spirit soul within the body. Now I'm going to chant Hare Krishna. I'm going to chant, considering I'm a spirit soul. Because one of the offenses against the holy name is to maintain material attachment, right? Even after understanding so many instructions. So if you're chanting thinking I'm the body, you're maintaining the material illusion, I'm the body. So your chanting is still good, beneficial, but you have to learn to enter samadhi. And that means I'm not this, what does Lord Bhakti-Vinod say? Manasa deho geho. I renounce the griha, all the material paraphernalia. I renounce this body, this mind. I give it all to you. I'm a spirit soul. So that fruit we have to strive through understanding in the period of sadhana. Just like your question, how do I hear? You hear with devotion. And you see, that in itself is the goal. Just to hear. That's pleasing to Krishna. To talk about Krishna, that's pleasing to Krishna. So in the spiritual world, everyone is pleasing. Everyone is in this bhakti rasamrita sindhu, an ocean of nectar. So the activities are the end point of the endeavor. There's no conception of getting a result. So we should hear and we should cultivate that mood. We should it's called aroha siddhi. We have a conception of perfect, of pure bhakti. We have a conception through the Shastra, through gurus, through sadhu. We have a conception of how the pure devotional state is. And then we try to conjure up that conception and chant in that mood. And then that fixed. Just like a weightlifter is thinking, I'm going to get big muscles. He's doing his weightlifting. He's visualizing the muscles becoming big. So The mind is the leader of the body. So the intelligence is the leader of the mind. So from Shastra, bhakti-yogam tam, Krishna says, he gives intelligence how to. So Krishna guides the living entity, but in the period of sadhana, we have to be guided by Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. But if we just chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, then Krishna in the heart will speak to us. He'll give us guidance. Right? So, yes.
When mind is agitating on some material thing, how to concentrate on Krishna?
Yes, through practice. Yes. Yeah, that's what Krishna, Arjuna is asking Krishna. How is it the mind... So, there is one yogic exercise, it's called vipassana. And like, for example, I'm trying to chant, but then the mind says, oh, I want to check. I'm not saying this is your condition, but I want to look up on the internet and find the cricket score, India, Pakistan. And then I'll chant later, right? Right? We're agitated in some direction. This is example. I'm not saying you're into cricket. So vipassana means that you look at that agitation. Do you understand? You don't identify. The mind says, look up, find the cricket score. But then you withdraw from that. You withdraw into your spiritual nature and you look. Oh, this is a material agitation. So from a detached point of view, you reject it. Do you see the point? So this is important. Vipassana is very important for the yogi because you will become agitated, dhanam, janam, sundarim, conditioning. So these things come. Oh, I want this woman. Oh, I want this money. I want this position. They may come. But how to counter them? And that is by withdrawing from them and seeing them as separate from the soul. Seeing them as part of material conditioning and not to be followed. Do you see the point? Just like, for example, somebody speaks badly to you. So you can react. Somebody, oh, you're a potato head. You say, no, I'm not. So then a mature person will think, who's this crazy fellow? And he won't engage. You understand? He won't engage with this agitating circumstance. But he won't engage from a position of self-realization. You understand? So you have to learn how to, like I say, it's there in the Gita earlier, detach from griha. Griha means paraphernalia. You still use the paraphernalia, you still use your smartphone, your this and that, but you have to see them as apart from the soul, as articles. And then you can, the body, the same thing, the body. The body is demanding more food, but you already had 3 chapatis. So, but you have to think, this is not good, it'll make me fall asleep, I'll not be able to chant, I'm on the path of self-realization. So then the body, same thing with the mind. Just like in the morning, we wake up and we're a bit, sleepy. Oh, it's 3 o'clock, 3:30. But then we go and take a shower. So if you identify with the sleepy-headedness, then you might go back to sleep. But if you think, I've had enough sleep, now I'm going to take shower and then I'll chant. You understand? So vipassana means detached, by situating oneself within the soul. Right? The soul. Param dharma parvitram pavan. That once you realize Krishna, even though the material world may agitate you, you become like an ocean. That's also in the Gita. Krishna says, the sadhu is like an ocean. The rivers may run into the ocean, but the ocean is undisturbed. So we have to be detached. And this is very important, because especially Kali Yuga, like for instance, there's a lot of people in Kartik, there's a traffic jam. But instead of becoming angry in the traffic jam, you just think, never mind, shanti. Indian people are very good like this, right? Everything is packed solid, but Indians stay shanti. Of course, you don't have any choice. But because we don't have any choice, we should stay shanti, right? We should think, oh, these people, they're all coming to the temple, it's so nice. Boom. Yeah, it's so nice, there's so many people are offering lamp. Oh, sorry. So we have to control the mind in that way. Yes.
We said to see every living entity.
Excuse me?
You mentioned that we should see every living entity as a part and particle of Supreme.
Krishna, yeah, that's what Uddhava was told.
Right. So now, and you also mentioned that even people who sin against us, who cheat us, who do evil to us, even they should be considered as a part and particle of the Supreme Soul.
Yes, but you respect from a distance.
Yes. How to reciprocate that feeling?
Just like a snake. You respect a snake from the distance. You don't say, oh, you're a beautiful snake, and embrace. You understand? Yeah, so how? So devotee, sadhaka is directed to make four things. He worships, does bhajan to Krishna, makes friendship with devotees, is merciful to the ignorant, and those that are envious, upeksha, avoidant. You understand? So of course you have to have your wits about you, so try not to become cheated. But in this world, you know, there's a saying in English, they say, win some, lose some. Right? Right? Sometimes you go to the shop and you get overcharged. You just have to think, oh, win some, lose some. You understand? Tomorrow I'll get a better price. So you have to be detached. You understand? Being detached. Because if you try to rearrange the material world, you've got a big job. Leave that to Paramatma.
So is avoiding a person completely, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, if they're cheating you, yes. You see, sadhu sangha sarva shastra hoit, lavamata. Devotee should always try to find good association. Asat sangi tyagi e vaishnavacha. Materialistic people shouldn't mix with them, because you become polluted. You know, if you mix with bad people, you develop bad habits. So if somebody is a liar and a cheater, you know, okay, leave him to Paramatma, leave him to Krishna. You understand? Just saying, okay, yes, I'm a fool, thank you. I knew already, but thank you for reminding me. So if somebody attacks you or this and that, you just, that's the best way. Of course, sometimes we overreact, but so best to find devotee association. And if you think, oh, where is devotee association? The Shastra. Huh? Therefore all the devotees, they've written commentary. And through those commentaries we associate with them. So regularly, shrutikatan, stane stita shrutikatan, regular hearing of the Shastra. We're chanting regularly, but every day we should try to chant or study the Shastra at least for an hour. Shankaracharya said human beings should do 3 things. 1, he should perform charity, some kind of charity every day. 2, should chant at least one name of Supreme Lord. 3rd, should read at least one line of Shastra. Of course, you can make that into 1 hour. 3 things. Charity. Oh, there's a dog. Let me give some biscuit. Huh? That's also in the Gita, Yagyadana Tapasa, that yagya, sacrifice, penance and austerity should never be given up. Charity. Okay, we'll finish at this point. Thank you all very much. Sri Damodar Damodar Purnim Bhagavad-Gita Sadhu Sangha Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Sri Radhe Shai Vrindavan Dham. Yes, of course.
Like, this was the question. Like you said in Vrindavan, Jnana and Vairagya, they are school things, like they sleep.
Yeah,
So
that's in the Mahatmya.
when we try to understand Gita or when we try to understand something, it doesn't fall under Gyan, like we try to...
No, that's in relation to Krishna.
So, like, whatever we try
You
to
see,
understand-
all the knowledge, that's all in relation to Krishna, so it's bhakti. And the purpose of the knowledge in the Gita, the Upanishad, is to develop bhakti.
So, like, whatever we read or whatever we try to understand and study, so we should think that it's in relation to Krishna or like...
Well, it is, isn't it?
It is certainly,
Yeah.
like with all the Prabhupada's book and everything. So we should treat it as a service. It does not fall under Gyan. So what is Gyan actually?
Gyan, generally, Gyan means to gain knowledge in a speculative way,
Oh.
but generally with the idea that I'm going to merge into the impersonal.
No, not with that idea, but
Yeah,
it's-
but generally
in-
that is the tendency. If, say for example, somebody doesn't have a spiritual master and they pick up the Gita, they're thinking, oh, lots of nice knowledge in here. This will benefit me.
Okay.
You understand? So the goal is to satisfy me.
Oh,
So this is Gyan.
so
But a devotee studies Gyan and he's thinking, oh, now I'll be able to improve my service. Oh, look how interesting this point is. You understand?
that's the devotee, that's the devotee.
There's devotee attitude. He's got shraddha.
Okay. So
He's
if
got
someone
faith.
tries to understand something from the point of view that it will benefit us, then it is a kind of Gyan or it's a sense.
There's a tendency. Say somebody is misinformed. They've been told that the absolute truth ultimately is impersonal. So they may study the Gita and think, oh, beyond this knowledge is the impersonal Brahman. You understand? So this knowledge, it'll bring me to the mode of goodness, and then I'll enter Brahman and I'll become God. You understand? So that is the tendency of Gyan. Because Guru Krishna Prasadi Bhai Bhakti Lata Beach, from the Guru, the devotee, you get the seed of devotion. The seed of devotion is composed of faith, shraddha. Oh, this person is a devotee. There must be something to Krishna. So you get a seed of devotion. Then you read the Gita thinking, oh, look how Krishna is saying this to Arjuna, and you see.
So if the devotees read something and they think that they will get relief from the material entanglement, so it is
Yes,
also,
they can be mukshavad.
So it is also like kind of knowledge or something they are doing for their own benefit?
Well, it's a matter of individual case,
Yeah, like,
but the tendency is, it's all individual. But say, for example, karma, I'll read Bhagavad-Gita and then my business will improve. You understand?
I'm understanding.
And that may help, somebody, I'm starting a business, so I'm going to chant one chapter of Bhagavad-Gita every day. So their aim is to get some fruit. So that is not pure devotion, but because they're reading Bhagavad-Gita, there's a benefit. Same thing like the Mayavadi or some of the impersonalists, they have a conception. The absolute truth is ultimately impersonal. So they may think, I'll read Bhagavad-Gita and this will help me realize the Brahman.
I understand.
You understand? So the jnana is like that. The seed of devotion hasn't, the faith in Krishna isn't there.
This is very important.
You see, there's some people may hear, oh, Krishna is a historical person. He's a learned person, but he's a historical person. So they may approach Bhagavad-Gita with that in mind. You understand? Oh, I'm just studying history. The history of philosophy. So they still get benefit because they're studying Bhagavad-Gita, but because they haven't been touched by the seed of devotion, the depth of their understanding will be less. But they'll make benefit.
It's absolutely clear.
You understand? Because many people, when they become interested in spirit, they have an idea, spirit is energy, spiritual energy, right? So that is not incorrect, but within that spiritual energy there's differentiation, there's variety. But they're starting to think about spirit, so that's good, right? It's not that it's on-off, it's a gradual process. So many people, they think, yes, what is spiritual life? I think, well, there's spirit. You understand?
Gradually this thing will change, and when someone
Yeah.
is devotion, then everything is for Krishna.
Yeah, but if you associate with devotees, then they'll naturally tell you, actually, the Brahman, that is the bodily effulgence of Krishna. So Krishna is the ultimate, not the Brahman. Oh, okay. You understand?
Yes.
So, at the beginning, people have two tendencies. One is to enjoy, get the fruit, and the other is to become God, to enter spiritual life for my benefit, so that I become famous, I become known as a big sadhu. You understand? That can be a pollution also.
That's very subtle.
You see?
Yes.
So they want knowledge, but the basis is the same. They want to get some personal benefit.
Correct.
But in the spiritual world, like I was trying to explain in the class, nobody is thinking my personal benefit. Everyone is in ecstatic love of Godhead. They don't need anything. We look for benefit because we have need in the material world. So we are always thinking, I have to get this. But in the spiritual world, everyone is Atmaram.
Atmaram, they are self-satisfied.
Yeah. So many people come to spiritual life thinking, oh, I'll go to heaven.
So if that can, this level could be attained like
Huh?
by thinking or by like if we'll think about it properly, then this could be attained, or it will come by the process like this desire or this subtle thing of sense gratification, like it will benefit me in any way, because I realized that this is there even I come also like some things like I've
Oh no, but it's good, because if you're following spiritual life and you want benefit,
like
you know,
some
that's
benefits,
good,
like
because
I want my mind to be stable and to think of Krishna, but I'm not able to do like so this is the things, and I am able to relate with that things.
yes, but it's just like you're learning a musical instrument, right? So it's a gradual process.
Yes.
So at the beginning you can't play, you can't tune the guitar, but then after a while you get better and you can play. So spiritual life is like that. So at the beginning, oh, I can't play that tune, but you know one thing, if you practice, you learn to play the tune, you see. So that's the thing, you must be confident that by practice I'll improve.
Yeah, definitely, it's clear.
Right?
And this like one second last question. It's about association, because it's very important. So sometimes what happens, those who are actually very serious in devotion, they don't want to intermingle with people much. So they are like, they clearly say no or something, they don't want to talk or something. And why? Because they think talking and being intermingling with the people much will take their time or something. So in that
Well, that is not amongst the Vaishnavas.
Oh.
You know, Lord Chaitanya said, Yaridaka Tarikaha, whoever you meet, if they're favorable, you explain to them about Krishna. Amara Agyaya Guru Tara Aidesh. And in this way become a guru and liberate everyone. So Lord Chaitanya follows the Lord Chaitanya, and you see, this is like the Mayavadi idea, that you know, to practice spiritual life, you have to give up the material.
You don't have to talk to any like.
Yeah, but that's not practical. Like I explained in the class, we want to do our duties, put as an offering. Because even if you go to the forest, you have to feed yourself, you have to clean yourself, you have to take rest. You can't give up everything.
Yes.
So the better mentality, more practical and given by Shastra, is that you do things as an offering, as a duty.
As a duty, and as association books also, as you said, books as
Yes.
association.
And of course, and at the beginning we should be motivated. Yes, if I study Gita, I'll develop spiritually. So that is a spiritual desire. It's not like I want to become God, like Hiranyakashipu, performing austerities or something. You understand?
Yes.
We're trying to improve our bhakti, because then we can perform bhakti better. Right? So, faith, Shraddha, means faith in Krishna. That Krishna is Ishvara Parama. So that is got from the sadhu, from the Shastra, from the acharyas. And then karma and jnān, they fade away. Understand? Because one becomes satisfied by one's spiritual realization. One becomes satisfied in spirit.
I'm waiting, I'm really hoping that one day we'll realize this.
Oh, it will come, it's natural.
It's natural.
You have to understand that that's your natural state. It's natural to be a devotee.
Sometimes it will come easily like what's going on, like I'm not able to understand anything, although I'm doing, but what I'm doing I don't get it.
No, you're understanding very nicely. You're coming, you're asking good, intelligent questions. But Krishna is unlimited, so
Yes.
even Krishna, right, he's thinking, what does Radharani find attractive in me? I'll become Lord Chaitanya and worship.
Yes, the curiosity.
He's trying to understand himself.
Yes, yes.
So it's not that you come to an end of Krishna. Oh, now I've understood everything about Krishna. Right? No, because the absolute truth is ananta, unlimited. So all devotees, all bhaktas, they're all realizing Krishna more and more eternally.
It's very clear. Like, I don't know, it's the fortune that I was able to ask this question. I'm saying it's the fortune that I was able to ask this and you answered.
Well, it's very simple. You already know the answer. You see, bhakti is natural to the soul. That's the main thing.
Devotion.
Yeah, it's natural.